It's Jacina Love, and I want to say I pulled up, but oh my goodness, legendary Lyfe Jennings pulled up on us. He's here in Brooklyn.
What's up? What's
I
up,
am
young?
so excited to speak to you today, to talk about the new journey, to talk about the old journey and everything you did for us. I mean, how does it feel to be in New York right now?
I
And
feel
on the
good.
journey you're on,
You
because this
feel?
is different for you right now. Now
Yeah.
we're revamped, we're coming in a new scene, a new time. How you feeling?
I feel good. You know, I moved to Atlanta from Brooklyn, so I know what this is. It's good to
Yeah.
be back out here,
Wait a
man.
minute,
You
so
know,
you living in Brooklyn right
I lived in Brooklyn.
now?
I
You
moved to
live.
Atlanta.
Got
Yeah,
it. Okay, okay,
Bed-Stuy.
okay. What you miss about Brooklyn?
What I miss about it's just real people. Like, you know, one thing about just New York in general is that people gonna give you exactly what they are. Ain't gonna be
I
no
love that.
fakeness and all that stuff that come along with that.
You know what's so funny? And let's take a walk talking about this. Let's go see the view over
Huh?
here. For me, people always say like, "Oh, New York, they don't want to be bothered," or and I don't feel that's that. Do you feel that's that?
They don't want to be bothered with the bullshit. You know, I
They
think
got
it's a
time for it.
right. I think
Come
it's
this
the
way.
difference this way. All right, lead me, lead me.
But I always say like, if you stop and ask a New Yorker for directions, if you start, you don't get it. I think it's just the way you tap into us.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so much. I don't know. I don't feel that
Small talk.
we're smart talk, right?
Yeah, it's not as much small talk as everywhere else. You know.
So, Lyfe Jennings, what has life been creating this new? Because we're not gonna get into the new yet. We're gonna wait to get into the sprinter to talk about that.
Right.
But when it comes to just creating the mental process, the state of mind you have to be in to be where you're at today, what has that been like?
Um, you know, for me, when I write, something happens. You know, I don't just go down there just to write a love song. I'm in love somewhere.
Ooh, I
You know
love
what I'm saying?
that.
So my mental process is always in the action more so than the thought. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay. So action more than the thought.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I feel like we lack that. I feel like we're not getting the love stories. We're not, and if we are, they're very surfaced. Why do you feel that?
I don't think people is in real love anymore. I think that people is in strong like, you know, because they never get what it is that they think they're in love with. You know, you go on Instagram, you see somebody on there, it's a million filters on it. You go to the radio station, it's auto tune on it. So when you see the singer, when you see the girl, it's just not the same.
So true.
Yeah.
I also feel that there's been so many different, I mean, when it comes to the outlets, right? Because the social medias are now coming, they're giving us the filters. You know, the apps that people are doing, the AIs that people are tapping into right now. I feel the whole idea of people wanting to seem like they don't write. Where do you feel that comes from? Like that whole, what's
You
that
say
about?
wanting to seem like
That they feel that they don't want to seem like they write. They want to feel, they want to be this artist that goes into the booth and just, oh, I do this.
um I really don't know. I don't know because writing is important because writing is preparation. And I think that goes along with where society is at right now. You know, people want to go the easy route. Nobody want to play instruments anymore because you got to take time and preparation to learn how to play it.
That's right.
So to me, I mean, writing, that ain't a flex for me. I don't write. You know, I never wrote nothing down. That ain't a flex for me, man.
And for me as a teacher, it's definitely not a flex for me.
A
Like,
flex
what do you
is
mean you don't
a
write?
flex is I spent a part of my life doing this, so therefore I have earned the right to charge people to see and hear what I got to say. You know?
Come on, y'all hear it? Y'all heard it from one of the best. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it.
You lit all the time like this, young.
I'm super excited. I have to say, I'm super excited. I mean, I've sang your songs all my life, and we're still singing the songs, and now you're bringing them back. This must be nice remake.
The first of many. The first of many.
The video and the route it took and how detailed the imagery in it. I need you to explain what went behind this creative process. Kaba, can you get us on this side to get the bridges? Thank you so much.
Um, the creative process and what went into this video. Well, I started directing my own videos. I started with my last video. It's called Till You Gone. into this one. And I just feel like at this point, you know, not that I'm not open to compromise, because obviously you have to be, but I just feel like from here on out, I wanted to be all my vision. So I wrote it down, and I was the details in it came from the details of my vision. I want it my way, and I think I deserve it my way because when I put out that record, I know people was at certain points in their life. It's also, what I used to call it. It's almost like a still of that person's life at that time. So when we get to this juncture, I want you to be able to take that still and pair it up with where you are now. And if you're still in the dead end relationship, a dead end job, or a dead end state of mind, I want you to be able to see it because life is no longer there. Wherever you were back then, no matter how great it was or how bad it was, you got to understand life is no longer there, it's here. And so here we are with a new Must Be Nice.
Ooh, here we are. Let's take it to the sprinter.
Let's go.
That was perfect. All right, now we'll jump in a sprinter. We'll finish it off. The rest of the good stuff. So, Lyfe Jennings, we got 20th anniversary.
I told 20.
Of 268 196, right? Wait,
268 192.
Oh,
you was close though.
I was close. I got your number wrong. I was like, wait, is this his number? We talked about the revamp. We talked about the video. But that time when that album came out, let's just take it back a little bit. A lot of it. That time the album came out, R&B, what did it do not only for your career, but how did you see the course of R&B change?
Did I see R&B change when my stuff came out? Well, I didn't see it change in terms of that, like I just created this wave and everybody started doing it. I seen it change in terms of I was almost what they classify as the last neo-soul artist.
Ooh.
You know, I didn't see anybody after me that was even in that genre anymore. You know, things kind of changed over to the auto-tune stuff, and there was more emphasis on the way somebody looked more than, you know, the way somebody sounded or the message that they had. It just changed up. Yeah.
Talking about the message, what's a message that resonated with you during that time with that album that still resonates with you today?
I'm talking about like the overall message of my album. I just think that, you know, it still was kind of a taboo that, you know, if you did something positive, it would come off as preachy. You know, so most people did stuff with shock value, or they did like just the basic win songs. I love you, I miss you, or this, that, and the third. But when you talking stuff about, you know, I love you, but I don't really miss you because that situation was toxic and I'm going to work on me. Like nobody talked about that aspect of it, man. So that's kind of the message I took away from it, is that, you know, it's real, it's always in style. Fake is a fad. You know what I'm saying? Them is two F's, fake and fad, but real is always in style.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. When it comes to you teaching us that a thug has feelings too, because I mean that came from that. We were singing that like, looking at guys like, you got feelings. I feel you. So just taking it back to lines like that, where I feel like nowadays we want to seem like we're tougher than we are. We want to seem like we're braver than we are. The vulnerability is not the way to go. At the same time, we come from an era, you were shining in a time where it was okay to cry and to say, yo, that must be nice. But what about what I feel? Or it must be nice, but so the fact that the whole revamp and, I mean, oh no, just re-putting it out, because you said you're going to do this now with the whole album. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of different reasons. I think that number one, I'm putting stuff out because it's almost like that putting music out like this is a lost art, and not a lost art of just the music, so to speak, because it's always gonna be somebody else who can play the guitar or the piano and stuff. What I mean by lost art is just being able to get into a space that you want to tell somebody something helpful for the sake of being helpful, and not tell them something for the sake of shock value or clickbait or none of that stuff.
Amen.
But then the second part of it is that, I feel like it's time for me to eat the way the labels ate. So they eat off the master. Now by me recording my stuff, I own the master. So I can get, that piece of the pie too,
And again, to celebrate, I feel like great music came out, and just because of time doesn't mean we don't sing it, we don't listen to it, we don't, and I feel like having outlets like TikTok help us with that, right? They're playing on songs that were hitting back in the days, and now the younger kids are learning these songs.
Yeah, you guys showed me how to work TikTok.
Well, your stuff's gonna be all over there. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Good news.
Okay. So we got an EP coming out, and we got some rap music coming out.
Yeah, we got some raps.
Ooh, so how we go from talking from the soul, and not to say rap is not the soul, not saying that, to now hearing you do, what was that? What's that transition about?
I think that when people say that R&B is dead, I agree and disagree with that.
Okay.
I think that R&B is still alive for who is still alive too, and it's still a place and it's still a pedestal for that. But I think for a lot of the new generation, R&B is not necessarily dead, but it's not alive either because they never got a chance to see R&B grow up into a real thing for them. What's a real thing for them is rap, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I still want to be able to get across a message. I think I just had to put it in a different box for the people that box is relatable to. So rap is a natural outlet. Yeah, I'm kind of a rapper anyway, bro. Like,
seriously,
like
the lyrics are there.
I just happen to sing, So yeah, so that's
you're
what
so
I'm doing.
good at it, and it resonates and it hits right where it needs to hit. So it's like, okay, why we change that? But I love that idea.
Yeah. So I'm doing my thing, man. It's a little more raunchier, Hopefully people don't judge me, because not only am I just doing it for these kids, I also got that side. Like, I don't want to set myself up as this holier than thou dude. So if you see me at the strip club, you're like, oh my God, like,
what is he doing?
I like fat asses and stuff too, like the next man.
He's human.
Yeah, definitely, very, very human, man.
That's a good thing that was the next point I was getting into. How do you stay in your true self in a world where we're coming into new trends, we're coming into new sounds, new genres of music? How do you stay true to you?
I mean, I just don't chase nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I really believe that, the harder you chase something, the more it's going to run away from you. Because it's always that stick in front of you who you believe who you are. So if you running at somebody and you got this stick purging out from yourself because you don't believe that you are what you chasing, and you're going to keep on pushing that thing away. But when you attract it, that means you have become that. So if I want, like, I swear to God, I learned this in my life. It's like I was always chasing a certain kind of woman, but I was always getting a different kind of woman. And it was only, and I found out that I'm the blame for that, because I wasn't who I was chasing. I was who I was attracted. So I took my focus off of them and put it on me, and I attracted a me to me. You dig?
Straight up, I love that. What? Let's go a little to the. Let's go on a sidebar, a little side journey right now, because you got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
You write children's books?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that creative process.
Yeah, one of my favorite things. I got a children book series, actually. It's 3 books so far. It's called The Adventures of Life. And I'm gonna add 1 or 2 books to it every year until I'm not able to. Man, I just see that kids are just not reading anymore. And I don't even think they feel. I know audio books and Kindle and all that stuff is cool, but it's just something different about feeling that paper and going into your mind and working your imagination and stuff. That's why I don't offer any online or none of that stuff about these books. You literally got to take this book and you got to read it off of this paper, man. Yeah.
And I feel like we're so out of touch with reading, with seeing kids with books. Everything is about the tap of the phone now. Everything's about electronics now. Everything's about, you know, where's my charger? Because this is gonna die, and then my soul's gonna die too with it.
Man, you turn that internet off. You know, the government got you, bro. If they can wipe out probably 80% of your life just by turning the internet off. They can turn the lights out on you.
That's
you
right.
know? Yeah, but you can't turn out a book. You can't turn that out.
And if we look at history, that's what was left behind, right? It's all the books from the Bible to it's all the books that were left behind that we actually see, and the pictures written on the walls, and the graffitis, and what we're gonna have to see later on. It's gonna be nothing. It's like, what were these people tapped into? Yeah. The phones that went with them.
Physical things have physical life, man. You know, there isn't a digital realm. There's an electric realm, and your electric is basically your energy. So you basically now just leaving the energy in a cloud. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting it manifest in the physical, which is really the second act of creation. You know, these pictures and stuff that you can hold in your hand, you get a different feeling from a picture in your hand than a picture in your phone.
So true.
You know? And if you lose your phone, you lose your life.
Yo, how many times, I mean, as a little girl, I had pictures that I put under my pillow. I've had pictures that I had in my pocket just so that person felt closer to me. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, everything's in here, but you're not attached to it the way it was something like you said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And that's a shame. Like somebody else asked me, what did I just start release This Must Be Nice right now? And I remember that, you know, my kids was just like, because I do a lot for a lot of people. They was just like, well, what you want, Dad? Like, do you want something? What is it that you want? And I was like, honestly, I just really want y'all to be able to experience what the world was before what it is now.
Oh my God, right.
Being able to, you know, block parties, you know, the festivals, the going to house parties. The worst you got to worry about getting your ass beat. You ain't got to worry about no guns.
Somebody was always getting jumped or some shit.
And that was, you know.
And that was it. Stood there. That was it.
You wasn't getting killed or none of that. You know, barbecue fire hydrants getting cut on, the whole block cut off. And
God. Yeah. Y'all will never know what the pressure of a fire hydrant could do to you. My little ass. I done felt that slid into the street a few times.
Yeah, it was just I mean, I know it's still great things to be experiencing wherever you at, but it was just so much more peaceful then, you know? Yeah.
All right, we got the clothing line too. What's the name of the clothing line?
It's called Repetition.
Repetition. And it's something about your titles. And we're going to get into that right after this too. Because for me, the titles of the music, the book, they have so much meaning behind them. So talk to us about Repetition and where that came from.
Repetition, I was watching this anime. I'm kind of like a nerd, bro. I read a lot.
I love that. It's so good.
I'm interested in shit. Let me say that. So I was watching this thing and they had a baby elephant on there. And they had a baby elephant with a chain around his leg. First of all, my logo is an elephant with a string around his leg connected to a post. And that's because I saw the documentary, the baby elephant got a chain around his leg tied to a post. They keep this chain on this baby elephant for a while. It grows up with this chain on his leg, never been able to get away from this post, even though it tries. So then when the elephant is grown, they take the chain off of it and they put just a little string on his leg and ties it around a post. And the elephant never even tries to get away. So he can get away. And I thought, like, wow, how many things in our lives was, you know, indoctrinated upon us as kids that we couldn't get away from then because we was kids. But now we still got that same little string connected to us and we think that we can't get away from. Whether that's financial, whether you grew up in a bad household, whether your daddy wasn't there, whatever. These are things that are childish things that as an adult, you can break this little rope that's on you now.
Amen.
And so that's what the clothing line is about, is intellectual fashion. And then they got a question mark on the sleeves because I want you to try to think like, what in my life is holding me right now that no longer has any power? It's just a perceived power. You know what I'm saying? And that's what repetition is.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I just went to
Thank.
Thailand this summer, and I
Yeah.
got to see that in real time. I got to see elephants that weighed tons with a little string on them, not moving anywhere, playing with little sticks, not no like you guys could just run through this whole shit,
Right. Right.
trample on whoever the hell has whatever whip, and live your life. But no,
And that's
wow,
crazy, like a power. And I always think, look how powerful we are. It's
yep,
just that we giving our power away because we just assume that
mm-hmm.
something we couldn't do as children that we cannot do as adults, man. Because in the end, I tell my kids this, I try to be the best father that I can be, but I know I'm going to make mistakes. But even if you feel like you got the short end of the stick, nobody really cares. Nobody cares
That's
because your
right,
mama used to beat your ass or your daddy wasn't there. At some point, you just got to suck it up and get on with it.
that's
You going
right.
to stay there forever? Or you going to move on to the new release of Must Be Nice in 2024?
I heard you.
You dig? Yeah.
But it's so true because I mean, do you not want to be a productive adult human being? Like, do you not want to go out into the world and thrive? You want
Yeah,
to just stay
damn.
with this feeling that oppressed you when you were that age, and it's really mind-boggling.
Yeah, it happened. Nobody denying. I don't want to step on nobody's trauma, but it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody is going to be able to move you from that place but you.
That's
You
right.
waiting on the Savior or whatever it is that you waiting on. It ain't coming. It's already here.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
hand,
right.
the hand is extended.
The
You got
power
don't
was is in us.
right,
It's
right.
in you.
It's in you. It's in you.
Wow. So I mean, and when it came to other titles of your music, your albums, the album right now is the one that's coming out or that's out.
It's called The Coin.
The
It's actually
Coin.
6 songs that's rap and 6 songs that's R&B. And it's just the two sides of life. A coin got two sides, so it's called The Coin. One half
He's
is
like, it's two. There's a small meaning. Life, two sides.
yeah, I mean, and also I did it because again, like I say, people think because you're a Christian, then you have to live in this certain mindset and be holier than thou. And just like people that's in the hood, that's around their peers, they think, oh, I gotta be tough, I gotta be this.
Mm-hmm.
You can be both. And you are both naturally, man. And it's cool, It's
And
cool.
even more than both. You
You're
know what I'm
right.
saying? Because each side has pictures and a bunch of other things on it. So it could be a few different things on both sides.
Exactly, man. And somebody need to say, because you know how, even with when people run races or where they run a 400 or whatever they run, the record will never be broke until one person break it, and then all of a sudden what happened? Everybody start breaking that record because they saw somebody else doing it.
Literally.
So
Or they made it that standard. So now we know where to take it.
exactly, exactly. So
Wow. So AOU, explain this to us.
well, that kind of became my catchphrase, the AOU, and what it stands for is Artist Own Umbrella. And so
Ooh.
since I reimagined my 2024 Must Be Nice, that AOU is a stamp now. So whenever you see that AOU, either on my project or somebody else's projects, that means it is artist owned. And that means that when you stream that version, all of that money goes straight to the artist. If you don't stream the AOU, then that money goes to the label. You know what I'm saying? So I started that, and it's several more artists that I'm getting signed up for that. So we're going to have Pandora AOU, Spotify AOU, YouTube AOU, that if you just want to go straight and support the artist, stream the AOU version,
Wow, talk about changing the
And let
game.
me tell you something funny about that. Like, bro, I just started this just with my own stuff, right? And I get an email, and return the call, and I actually got an offer on my trademark for AOU, for my company AOU. And it was a substantial offer. And I was just thinking, like, after I thought about it, I say, why would somebody just offer me money on something that ain't even really making no money yet? But then I thought maybe this is detrimental for the labels. Can you
Yes.
imagine if people
That's
only
right.
stream the new masters? that affects a lot of revenue. So it might have been like a label just in disguise making me an offer for this thing, you know?
Not only that, but how many artists from then never got what they were supposed to get?
Right.
And if they still got the voice and they still got the momentum, they go into the studio, and now we got a whole new, you gave a whole new opportunity to relive their what they did.
And hopefully they see what I'm doing. And if you are one of them artists and you want to redo your thing, maybe you're having financial troubles, don't worry about it. Life got you. AOU got you. Holla at me. We're going to get your stuff re-recorded. We're going to make sure your stuff is promoted the right way. And you're going to be able to reap the benefits that you should have been reaping.
It's
You know?
crazy, because I remember Ashanti having to remake some of her songs, and I'm hearing them on the radio, and I'm like, oh, I do hear the difference, but just the fact that she had to do that,
that's
and
gonna
now
be
I'm
an
hearing
AOU.
this.
That's gonna be an AOU project too.
Woo!
Ashanti's Masters AOU.
Yeah, oh, I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Thank you.
I mean, for every other genius thing you've done, that right there, AOU on my pull-up shows. Look at me, I'm stamping.
Right. So I just want everybody to remember it. I mean, if you want to get the money to the label, at least now you have the information. But if you want these artists to not, your favorite artists 20 years later living on the streets, dying in hospitals because they couldn't get an operation because they didn't have the money, which is ridiculous. If you want to support them, stream and buy the AOU version.
Wow. Yeah. I even thought of the documentary with TLC, and to hear how huge they were and all that money that they lost. Like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Wow, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. All right, now we got, I'm going to say it wrong. Finish it for me.
She said,
say it.
Yadeno.
Yadeno.
Yadeno, man. That's the other thing I got going on. I got so much going on, man.
I love it. We got to hear all about it.
Brand new lounge in Atlanta going on. Children books, of course, clothing line, the AOU, and now we're talking about the Yadeno. Yadeno is actually one day backwards. So it's YADENO, and backwards is one day. And so what I have is I have this pedestal. My website is actually just got done, and I got a couple people that said they're gonna do it, like 50 Cent, a couple other people.
Oh, 50?
Yeah, I tried to 50 about it. So what it is most of the time when we see artists going through their daily life, like me doing this interview right here, we see, they shooting it from an external point of view. But what Yadeno does, we got patented cameras that we put on the artist, and we start off at the beginning of the day, from a moment that they wake up. So you'll be able, from their point of view, you'll be able to see what clothes that they chose and why. They're around other celebrities doing an award show. You'll be able to see them being able to go back and forth with different celebrities. If they doing shows, you'll be able to see the crowd reaction instead of seeing them on stage like that. And it's called Yadeno.
So
you'll be able to go on the site. Like, let's just say I got Chris Brown January 1st. You just go on the site, Chris Brown January 1st. Chris Brown's day, an 8-hour day, mind you. 8-hour day might cost you $20. You post, you pay. They tell you what time it start. You go, you log in, and then that's what it is. It's called Yadeno.
Instagram's coming for you. They're going to be like, wait a minute. We got our content creators now. Plugging them, because that's basically
they giving it away to Instagram for free, and they gives Instagram too much power anyway.
Let's go.
Put it in the artist's hands. Let an artist be able to
AOU, hello.
Yeah. And just so you know, on Yadeno, I'm only streaming AOU music. That's it. That's all we streaming on there. It's artist
So it's a plus music for the artist on all levels.
And 100% of the proceeds. If you sell 100,000 records and you sell them for $1, $100,000 goes to the artist.
Whoa.
Yeah, we out, man. We out here, man. We out here.
Man, you just taking over life. No pun intended.
I'm gonna tell you what, like real talk. What the reason what just inspired me to move on all this stuff. I don't know if you heard, but 50 Cent did this thing in Shreveport. Did y'all hear about what he did in Shreveport? He put on this big show out there.
Yes, yes.
Bro rented the whole city.
Literally.
Literally. This dude rented the whole city. You driving down the street, every house got banners with 50 Cent on it. He put on the show, everybody. So I go down there, and I went down there to talk to 50 about Yadeno, which, you know, he said he gonna do. And that night, after I did the show, you know what I'm saying, it was turn up crazy, sold out. Then they had a party. He had rented a whole dome. They built a whole dome for this dude. Everybody in, like, that night I'm supposed to party with 50. They hit me like, yo, where Lyfe at? I left. I jumped on a plane. I came back home. I said, I got to get my shit together. Okay, I'm putting out my children book series. I'm starting Yadeno. I'm starting, like, I say.
Good shit, 50. Boy, put life into perspective,
man,
real
bro got
quick.
motion. That just inspired. I say, man, I ain't got no business out. Though. I say, what I'm celebrating out here? I say, man, let me get
party
my
later.
Ass. Right, he got a reason to party. I got my ass back home, man. Yeah, man. So I'm out here. I'm inspired right now, man. In my own way.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. For the music, for the culture and the R&B, for what it was, and now you redropping that. That's gonna be amazing. The rap with the feel and the lyricism, that's gonna be amazing. The children's books for the I mean, you tapping in all areas. The AOU for the new artists coming in. Because this is, I mean, for the older artists, it's incredible. But now for what's to come, and just owning your own rights, and just that whole being your own entrepreneur on all types of Yadeno. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Man, what a blessing.
Definitely
legendary.
Is.
Lyfe Jennings, y'all. Pulled up on us. I can't even say we pulled up on him.
Y'all got the sprint, boy. I tell you, this is what money look like right here, man. This is neat. I just be happy to see other people having success in their life. And I don't even just mean money, because when people talk about I'm blessed, you know, they really only say they blessed when they got some money, man. There's way more things of value than just money, man. But, you know, I come in here, y'all seem happy, man. And this is just like an extension of the happiness, man. So congratulations on all this.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't be more happy to be sitting next to you. It must be nice, y'all. And it is. It is so nice. Lyfe Jennings, the pull-up show, lavishly. No, we live in lavish over here.
Yeah, man. They are. They definitely live in lavish over here.
We out of here.